Welcome back to another episode of Talking Sports with your boy DP. And it's your boy DP here with you again, and we bring you back some more content. Now, college football season coming up, so you need to go ahead and get ready to root for your team and get prepared, get your tickets, your hotels, and all that hoopla, you feel me? So get ready, because we're going to have a good season, an interesting season. But some people may not know some of the top returning players that's coming back. Far as, offense, defense, blase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name some of the top players on offense, you feel me, this video, as far as, quarterback, running backs, and wide receivers. Mind you, this list is not my personal list. This is a list I got from ESPN, so I don't personally feel like these are the top guys all the way, you feel me? But some of the guys, you'll see why, they are some of the top guys returning next year. But with that being said, we finna hop right into, you feel me, the first, because I'm going to start from 1 to 10. I'm going to go from the top to the bottom. I ain't going to go from the bottom to the top. So with the first person we got up here, we got that boy, Carson Beck from Georgia Bulldogs, you feel me? Shout out to Carson Beck. Last year, Carson Beck had 3,941 passing yards, 24 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 86.0. I think that was 5th best in the nation, maybe, per se. And Carson Beck also had 116 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. You feel me? Carson Beck, one of the best game managers in the game, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, to me personally, I feel like Carson Beck is a better quarterback than Stetson Bennett was. I just feel like he is a better passer more so. I feel like Stetson Bennett was really in a situation where he was truly just didn't have to mess up. He was just a true person on the team. As far as Georgia Bulldog that's had it easy as far as the quarterback position, but I feel like this year Carson Beck had to do a little bit more than I want to say Stetson Bennett could have done if Stetson Bennett was the quarterback this year for the Georgia Bulldogs. Mind you, Carson Beck still got a lot of talent surrounded around him, but I feel like a lot of people underestimate him. And I was one of those people that underestimated him at the beginning of the season until a few games that I seen. One of them in particular, I want to say the South Carolina game, and I can't think of the other game, to where he had to have a good game for those guys to win that game because they really couldn't get anything going. But when they needed him to complete a big pass on 3rd and long or etc., he came through for them, and he's willing to tuck and run. He's not scared to tuck and run, you feel me? But he's not the fastest player, but he can also get out the pocket if need be. So shout out to Carson Beck. He was the number 1 guy on this list, you feel me? And this is the ESPN list, it's not mine. But most people got Carson Beck as the number 1 quarterback, you feel me? Coming back college football for, I want to say, the 2025 season? The 2024 to 2025 season. I say that correctly. But next up, at the number 2 spot, we got that boy Dillon Gabriel. Transferred to Oregon in the offseason, had a hell of a career for UCF and for Oklahoma. Last season, Dillon Gabriel had 3,660 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 87.0. I want to say that was best for 4th in the nation. Yeah, man, Dillon Gabriel is honestly got one of the best track records out there as quarterback. He's a little guy, he's not that big, but he plays big, you feel me? He plays explosive. He likes to get the ball out of his hand quick. He likes to find his open man. He likes to let his receivers, running backs, his playmakers do their job, basically. He likes to get the ball out of his hand so his playmakers can make plays, you feel me? Dillon Gabriel also rushed, he also rushed for 373 rushing yards last year and 12 rushing touchdowns. So Dillon Gabriel also can move with his feet, and he got some weapons, man. You got Tez Johnson over there at Oregon. He got I want to say Evan Stewart over there at Oregon. The game plan that Oregon run perfectly fits and suits Dillon Gabriel. So it's gonna be a big year for Oregon, I'm telling you. And they got a big nasty D-line over there. I want to say everybody is 270 plus on the defensive line at Oregon. So Dillon Gabriel, he's gonna have a hell of a season next year. I can see it coming. Number 3. We got that boy Quentin Ewers from old University of Texas. Go Horns, you feel me? Go Texas. Shout out to Texas, man. Quentin Ewers coming in with 3,479 passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 INTs, and 78.3 QBR ratings. I guess that's 17th best in the country. Quentin Ewers also had 75 rushing yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. And mind you, he may have had more rushing yards, but they add the sack numbers with that also. But Quentin Ewers, to me, let me see what I got here. Great outside the pocket. The moment is never too big for Quentin Ewers. You feel me? I seen him in plenty big games. Even though they may not win all of them, he comes to play. Like, he's not the reason why they just straight out lose those games. He's coming to show up and to perform each of those games. You feel me? So shout out to Quentin Ewers with that point. And he is best when, you feel me, he has moving outside of the pocket. You feel me? He's a great outside the pocket passer. And he's not the best pocket passer, but the Texas playbook, you feel me, really helps him out and hide some of his flaws when it comes to being a pocket passer. But he's gonna get the job done when it comes to the Texas Longhorns. I'm interested to see how Texas is gonna look, you feel me, their first year in the SEC. It ain't gonna be no easy coast ride, you feel me, like y'all did in the Big 12. There's some grown man football over there in the SEC. But mind you, I still feel like Texas is going to be able to hold their own weight. They've been building their programs to the point where now they probably compete in the SEC. You dig? And at number 4, we got that guy. Them boys are on there rolling tide. We got Jalen Miro. We give him ESPN, got him as the 4th quarterback coming back. One of the best quarterbacks to have at the play breakdown. I'm telling you now, he's going to get busy. He's going to get missing. He's going to get out of there if it's time to. He's not going to hesitate to tuck that thing and run. And he has to get better, though, with his mid to long range pass. Well, his mid to middle of the field passes, you feel me? You got to get better at that. That's what I will say about my boy Jalen Miro. But also, last season, Jalen Miro had 2,834 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 80.5. 13th best in the nation. Rushing, my boy Jalen Miro was toting that thing, 531 rushing yards and 12 rushing touchdowns. Mr. Production, one thing I'll say about Jalen Miro, if he can get more comfortable in the pocket and become a better pocket passer, he don't got to be elite. He don't got to be great, but if he can get better, Jalen Miro is going to be deadly because he's already have deadly feet. The man going to get up out of there with the quickness, and he's built like a running back to me as is. So shout out to Alabama, shout out to Jalen Miro, one of the top quarterbacks returning. Who we got next? At 5, we got that young man from Arizona. That boy Noah Fafita. Hopefully I said the man's name right, you feel me? Sometimes we messing up names, but it's all good, you feel me? I ain't trying to mean no disrespect. But shout out to Noah Fafita, man. I don't think he started the whole year last year, but he came out of nowhere and started making plays and making it happen for the Arizona Wildcats. Last season, Noah Fafita had 2,869 yards, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 83.8. 8th best in the country. On the ground, it seemed like he got sacked quite a bit because he had negative 33 rushing yards, you feel me? So to me, that just tells me he got sacked quite a bit, you feel me? They was on his butt. They was getting after him. He couldn't really get up out of there. So Arizona tighten up, get a man more time to throw the ball, give him more time to make plays. Very skilled mid to short range passer. Doesn't take many shots downfield. But he's also very, very accurate. He's a very accurate passer. I want to say probably they take advantage of a lot of out routes, you feel me? Short passes, quick passes, get the ball out of his hand quickly. So taking advantage of that, you feel me? I can see why he's not, you feel me, known as a deep passer because they don't take that many deep shots at Arizona. But he take advantage of what defenses also give him. At number 6, let's see who we got here. We got that boy Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. has a chance to put up some big numbers this year, man. Lane Kiffin don't put all kind of talent around Jackson Dart. You got a receiver in Trey Harris coming back, and I also think you added some more receivers through the portal. You got I want to say y'all got a running back coming too, but I can't think of his name right now. Bear with me with that. But y'all also loaded up some pieces on defense. And honestly, the offense never really been a problem with me with Ole Miss. It's really always been the defense. The defense can never stop anyone. But the offense is going to be some fireworks this year. Jackson Dart is one of the best quarterbacks returning. And he's also entering his third season of Ole Miss with a 19 out of 7 career win-loss record at Ole Miss. So he won 19 games and lost 7 games since he's been playing for Ole Miss. So shout out to Jackson Dart. I feel like he can really make an impact this year. I feel like he can make some noise. And may have a chance to put his name in the Heisman race, if that's possible. Did I tell y'all Jackson Dart stats? Okay, last season Jackson Dart had threw for 3,364 passing yards, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a QBR of 78.5, 16th in the country. And then, I want to say rushing last season, he had 391 rushing yards and 8 rushing touchdowns. Jackson Dart, you feel me? I feel like he's going to make some more noise coming in to this 2024-2025 football season. You feel me? We almost here. Countdown is real, so be prepared, you feel me? Maybe y'all got some fantasy teams and y'all ain't know some of these guys, you feel me? Y'all can pick up, put on your team. But with that being said, we moving on to number 7. They got Jalen Daniels from Kansas on there. This is a true dual threat playmaker. The guy is going to use his feet. He's going to get busy. He's going to get missing. He's going to get up out of there if he need to. You feel me? Last season, he got hurt. I want to say he was out since September 23rd of last season. He did not play a football game. He was hurt. I know he has a history of back injuries. I'm not sure if that's what it was. But yeah. But he's a playmaker when healthy. He just has to stay healthy. He just has to stay on that football field. Last season, he had 705 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, and a QBR of 82.7. And rushing, last season, he had 74 rushing yards, 0 touchdowns. But I want to talk about the year before that when he really, put his name out there and put his name on the map. Last season, the 2022 season, when he was more healthy, he finished the season with 2,014 passing yards, 18 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions. You feel me? And rushing in 2022, he had 419 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. So shout out to Jalen Daniels, you feel me? Coming back for Kansas, making some noise. We're going to see if he can stay healthy. We can see what Kansas is going to do. Kansas got him. They got a running back. And their coach, I like their head coach. Their head coach has slowly progressed that program, pulled them out of the dirt, because ain't nobody was root for Kansas but Kansas people. Who care about Kansas Jayhawks other than people from Kansas, you feel me? Let's be real, let's be honest. But they did give us Aqib Talib, however you say his name, the cornerback that played for the Buccaneers and all them years in the NFL. But with that being said, moving on to a guy that I feel like should have been higher on this list. And I feel like he's one of the best quarterbacks in college football for real. Really top 5 to me. And that's Shedeur Sanders for Colorado. Shedeur did things with one of the most horrible offensive line in college football that a quarterback with a bad offensive line could dream of doing. The man went out there and flat out balled without any help as far as the offensive line. Good thing he had wide receivers that was making plays and catching the ball for him also. I feel like Colorado need to help him out and try to find schemes to be able to run the ball better. So then when they do play action passes, maybe the defense will bite more. Because when they used to do play action passes last season, wasn't nobody biting because they know they couldn't run the damn ball. More than likely, they knew Shedeur was going to drop back and throw this thing. So they just pinned their ears back and hit him. I want to say he got hit over 50 times last year, but still put up numbers. Shedeur threw for 3,230 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, 3 INTs, and a QBR 63.1. That's 56 in the country. I feel like it's kind of low because he had to be rushed all last year long, but still, you put him on any team in the country and they're better. You put him on Georgia last year, and Georgia wins the national championship. You put him on Ole Miss. Ole Miss got a better chance to make a run. Alabama, whoever, wherever you put Shedeur Sanders, he's gonna succeed. I can't say the same for the quarterbacks that at the school that he would trade if they traded places. I don't know if another quarterback, like say for instance Carson Beck, who else, Fafita, anybody could go to Colorado and did what Shedeur Sanders did for Colorado. Like he could go to their teams and produce and make their teams better. So I really feel like Shedeur Sanders should go up this list, you feel me? He will eat you alive if he got a clean pocket. I'm talking about eat your secondary up with a clean pocket. And he gets the ball out quickly when he knows where he's going with it. And mind you, he got hit over 50 times, but he only threw 3 interceptions, so he's going to take care of that football too. Shout out to Shedeur Sanders, number 8 on this list, man. And I want to say last season rushing, it was negative 77 yards, but the man got hit over 50 times. But he managed to get 4 touchdowns out of that on the ground. So shout out to Shedeur Sanders, number 8 on this list. And now we're going to get to number 9. That boy, Cameron Rising from Utah. Now last season, he was out all last season with an injury. I want to say it was his knees or something, maybe. But this guy is the guy that makes the Utah Utes run. He is the bread and butter of that offense. He make those guys go. You feel me? He is the motivator, the negotiator, the whatever you need him to be when it comes to the Utah football team. Cameron Rising is him when it comes to making plays out there with his arm. You feel me? He is what makes them. You feel me? And I know he's ready to make a big impact for his coming out party in the Big 12. Excuse me. But in the 22 season, Cam Rising had 3,034 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 INTs, and an 83.1 QBR, 9th in the country. And 2022 rushing 465 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. So shout out to Cameron Rising, you feel me? I feel like the Utes is going to make some noise in the Big 12. They're going to be one of the top teams over there. And the one thing that's interesting about the Big 12, I feel like there's not a whole bunch of elite programs over there, but it's a whole bunch of good programs over there. A whole bunch of programs that can have 2 or 3 losses and still, you feel me, make the playoffs and make some noise, to be honest with you. So don't sleep on the Big 12 over there. You know, it's some interesting football. And last but not least, I know some of y'all probably wondering like, well, damn, is he on the list? Is he not? But it's my guy, because it's all about the youth, Cam Ward. Cam Ward came out to be number 10 on this list. I'm kind of surprised. I thought he would be a little bit more higher, but that just means he got to make some noise and got to put some respect on his name this year for them Hurricanes. But Cam Ward, you feel me, last season had 3,735 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and a QBR of 65.2, 50th in the country. And rushing on the ground, Cam Ward was, let's see, he had 144 rushing yards and 8 rushing touchdowns. But mind you, since his sophomore season, Cam Ward hasn't thrown under 3,000 passing yards. And he's going to be in a better situation at Miami. So I feel like maybe he can really make some noise and make a push to become a Heisman. But maybe because I'm a Miami fan, I'm being over-exaggerating and pushing it maybe. But he got wide receivers, he got an O-line, and he got running backs. So we shall see. Let's see if Miami put it together and make some noise this season. But yes, man, that's the top 10 list for quarterbacks. You feel me? This is ESPN list. Do I have any honorable mentions? No, not really, because I can't think of that many quarterbacks off the top of my head in college football. I can think of more running backs, you feel me? But that's the list I got from ESPN as far as the quarterbacks. So now, we finna get to the running back. We finna get to these running backs, some of the top returning running backs in the country. So, y'all know I'm going from the top to the bottom. So, you feel me? We're going to start off with that boy, Owe Gordon II, Oklahoma State running back. Ole Gordon, he has a couple of trouble issues with the law recently passed by, but we don't gotta get into that. We talking about the great things he did, the good things he did, because I'm pretty sure that situation handled. Hopefully he ain't making no more of the mistakes like that. Go out there, get your money and ball, young fella. But with that being said, last season Gordon had 1,732 yards rushing, 21 rushing touchdowns, and average 6.1 yards a carry out there toting that thing. And he was the Doak Walker Award winner last year for the best running back in the country, or given to the best running back in the country. And he averaged over 100 yards in the last 11 games of the 2023 season. The boy was toting that rock, man, and he ain't playing. He's a big guy, 6'1", 211. And under his running style, when I see him run, he's not as fast as Darren McFadden, but when I see him, he reminds me of Darren McFadden to a smaller Darren McFadden to a smaller extent. You feel me? I don't know where I get that from. Could be on point a little bit, but his running style, that's who he remind me of, the way he looked when he's running the ball. But next up, one of my favorite running backs out of this list, and that's Travion Henderson at Ohio State. Breakaway speed, accelerate through the hole, and can make people miss. Like, he is an exciting running back to watch. I cannot lie. Because when I was going watching some of the highlights of some of these guys, man, Travion Henderson, it just looked different when he do it. You feel me? His main foe, though, he got to stay healthy. That's his kryptonite. If he can stay healthy, Ohio State got one of the best 1-2 punches in the back. I ain't gonna lie, Ohio State got some fire over there. They got big fire over there. They ain't playing around. They got choppers and all over there, man. And they coming with it this season. Feel me? I'm looking at the roster. They got a quarterback. They got 2 running backs. Wide receiver core always deep. We just gotta see if they can put it together with the defense, you feel me? But they got Caleb Downs in the back end. So we gonna see, man. Ohio State, woo. It's looking scared, boy. Real like they got some. Even though y'all robbed my Canes in 02, we ain't gonna get into that. But Ohio State, y'all looking good. But let's talk about the next Ohio State running back that made this list. And mind you, you can put these guys 2 or 3 if you want to. But Quayshawn Junkins, Ohio State running back, only 5 running backs have had more production than this man since 2022. He responsible for over 1,800 yards after contact since 2022. The man keep his feet moving. He's not trying to go down. He's keeping his feet moving. He's keeping his feet pushing. He's trying to get extra yards every play. Now, they say he may have some attitude problems. Who knows? Maybe, hey, it was just, I don't know. I can't really give him no excuse for having an attitude problem. That's just what I heard. I don't know how true that is. But use it on the field, young fella. Because he look like he run with attitude. You never know. But Quayshawn Junkins, hey, what a pick up for Ohio State. One of the top, most lethal backfields in the nation. So we gonna see how he turn up this year. And you know what? I ain't even much say the yards for Travion Henderson. So let me go back to Travion Henderson and tell y'all the yards. Because I'm tripping on that. You feel me? Travion Henderson had 926 rushing yards last season and 11 rushing touchdowns, 5.9 yards per carry. So you feel me? I ain't want to leave that out. I almost forgot about my boy stats. But yeah. And mind you, his best season was 2021. Had 1,248 rushing yards and 15 rushing touchdowns. The man is productive every year. You just gotta stay healthy. But that's the Quayshawn Junkins. You feel me? I don't talk about my boy, so let's talk about his stats also. Last season was responsible for 1,158 rushing yards, 15 rushing touchdowns, and he averaged 4.3 yards a carry. So shout out to Quayshawn Junkins. Way to go. But we're going to get to number 4 on this list. And I know a little bit about this young man because he ran all up and through my Canes. They couldn't do nothing with him. He put me on notice when North Carolina played the Miami Hurricanes. And this is Mr. Omarion Hampton. The big guy, got body type that you would love to see. And you're running back, 6 foot 220. Likes to run hard and low. And he led the country last year in yards after contact. I'm talking about real explosive running back. 1,504 rushing yards last season, 15 rushing touchdowns, and 5.9 yards a carry. Marion Hampton, a bruiser, will play that helmet down and just fights for extra yards every chance he gets. But with that being said, let's move on to number 5. At number 5, we got that boy, Todd Brooks. Now see, I didn't know much about Todd Brooks at Texas Tech. You feel me? Number 28 running back. But what I do know is, if you kind of run up to tackle him, you better bring your lunch money. And you better bring your first aid kit, because it might not look pretty. He is Mr. Bruiser, Mr. Power Back, Mr. Run You Over, Mr. Break Your Face Mask if you try to get up there and try to tackle him. The man is 5'10", 230 plus, and is a bowling ball, and he run with every bit of that 230. You get in his way, you're going to pay. And mind you, he has nice feet for a running back his size. He can cut quick. He can cut on the run quickly. Semi-finalist for the Doak Campbell Walker Award. And a hard guy to tackle, man. He's just hard to bring down. Last season, he had 1,541 rushing yards and 10 rushing touchdowns with an average of 5.3 yards a carry. So shout out to Todd Brooks. I know he's going to come back and have a big season, you feel me, and turn up for Texas Tech. And mind you, Texas Tech to me, I've always known them for a passing school. They the same school Patrick Mahomes broke. I ain't gonna say he broke the pass. I broke their school passing record though, but not the NCAA record. I want to say Patrick Mahomes had over 800 passing yards in a single game. So yeah, Michael Crabtree come from there. Texas Tech, they known for airing that thing out. So with them having a running back that's put up production like this is real interesting to me. You feel me? Because I ain't know they were toting that thing like that. They were toting that rock like that. Texas Tech have a chance to really make some noise in the Big 12 now that Texas is gone, Oklahoma gone. So them two losses that they usually get, that's gone right there. So now they just got to put it together. I want to say Texas Tech probably another one of those teams that they focus a lot on offense, and defenses have a lot of left to be desired, you feel me, each and every year. I remember a big year. The biggest year I remember Texas Tech having is that year on, I want to say Michael Crabtree was there. But moving on to the number 6 returning running back, Ashton Jeanty from Boise State, was second on his team in catches and receiving yards. You feel me? Very versatile back. Can do a little bit of everything. You feel me? Can catch out the backfield. He's elusive. He's explosive. And he's kind of speedy a little bit. Last season, Ashton Jeanty had 1,347 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns with a 6.1 yards per carry. And receiving, my boy had, 569 receiving yards with 5 receiving touchdowns. So yeah, like I told you, he's a balanced back. He can catch out the backfield and he can run that thing. And really, I feel like that's going to really help his draft stock, especially with him being at a school like Boise State. Mind you, Boise State, people get drafted from there all the time. I'm not trying to knock Boise State. I'm just him as a running back. Being a running back these days, you got to make yourself as most useful as possible, if I can say it that way. You got to be able to do more than just run the ball. You got to be able to block. You got to be able to catch the ball out the backfield. You got to be able to bring something extra to the table, you feel me? The raise scouts' eyebrows. Because I feel like the running back position gets disrespected a lot lately. They are the bread and butter of some offenses, you feel me? Some offenses can't go if they can't run the ball. And it makes quarterback job easier if they have a running back that can run the ball. But with that being said, moving on, and mind you, he's on this list, but I feel like somebody else could have been on here as far as production, but potential, I can see why he's on this list. And that is no other than Michigan's Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Edwards. I'm sorry, I'm talking about Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Edwards. Michigan Donovan Edwards. Expecting a big year because he's the main back, you feel me? He don't got to share, reps with Blake Chrome. That's how you say his name. So, he's also a team player. If he's not getting the ball, he's willing to go make blocks, pick up blocks, and do what he needs to do to help his team win. Last season, he had 497 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns, averaged 4.2 yards a carry. His coming out party really was in the national championship game where they ran all over Washington. Washington couldn't do nothing to stop him or Blake Crum, man. Those guys was toting that rock. But his best year was in 2022, where he had 991 rushing yards and 7 rushing touchdowns. He had less carries this season, so maybe he was injured a little bit. I ain't really follow Michigan that much, other than I seen their schedule wasn't that tough, and they had a cakewalk to the national championship. I ain't gonna hate on Michigan that much. That's just how I feel. You feel me? But moving on to number 8, we got that boy Trevor Etienne. Now listen, Trevor Etienne is finna go crazy at Georgia. Bounced back and he got good hands, you feel me? But Trevor Etienne, let me tell you, Florida O-line last year was mediocre at best. He's finna go to Georgia with them big hog mollies is up front. And that's gonna make them big old holes. And he's finna pause. But he's finna go there and he's finna wreak havoc. Cause the man runs hard and he's an explosive running back. And the Georgia last year, they was doing the 1-2 punch system with running back. And I liked how they running back played last year. But this year, they finna have a main guy, a go-to guy I can see Trevor Etienne getting over 1,000 rushing yards this upcoming season. But last season, he was sharing carries. I want to say with the Johnson guy at Florida last year. But last season he had 753 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, and averaged 5.7 yards per carry. So shout out Trevor Etienne, you feel me? He finna go to Georgia, he finna ball, he finna turn up. I just know this. And we're going to have to see, my Miami Hurricanes will have to see this young man at number 9 this season, Jaden Ott. You feel me? Jalen Ott, feel me, from University of California. Listen, when I seen this guy, he is very explosive, very, you feel me, electric, very interesting to watch. You feel me? Play the game of football. Jaden Ott, 6 foot, 200 pounds, nice size for a running back. I cannot deny that. Last season had 1,305 rushing yards and 12 rushing touchdowns, average 5.3 yards a carry. Now, some interesting facts about Jaden Ott. 4 of Cal's wins last season came when he ran for 150 yards or more. And mind you, last season he ran for 150 yards or more 5 different times. So the boy running that rock, and he's explosive. So Canes, we gotta watch him, because he coming, you feel me? And I don't got time to be getting beat, going away to California just to get beat, because we can't stop the running back. So y'all better be prepared for that. Y'all better look for that, because they got some heat when it come to running back out there in California. But last but not least, at number 10, we got another Kansas player, Devin Neal. It looked like the Big 12 got all the top running backs. This is crazy out here. But Devin Neal, man, finished last season with 1,280 yards, 16 rushing touchdowns, and 6.3 yards per carry. And mind you, Devin Neal is very consistent. This is his second season getting over 1,000 rushing yards. Very fast, very shifty player, you feel me? Quick, with the quickness. Like I told you, I expect Kansas to have a good year. Him, Jaden Daniels, I feel like they're going to have another good year in the Big 12. And the Big 12 is an interesting conference to see who's going to come out on top this year. I feel like a lot of people is asleep on the UCF Knights. Mind you, I'm a Florida guy. I'm from Florida. But I ain't saying I'm a Florida guy as a Gator now. Let me get you right. It's all about the U. I'm from Florida, so I like UCF over in the Big 12, you feel me? Because I'm not that far from Orlando. I like the O. I like to go down there, visit, chill out, hang out. I'm telling you, do not sleep on UCF this year. I keep telling y'all this. I don't know how many times I tell y'all this. But now we finna move on to these wide receivers. Now, some of your wide receiver names, now, I don't know if I'm gonna get all on right, but just bear with me. But like I say, I ain't gonna say wide receiver. This is the pass catchers, because ESPN got a tight end on this list. One tight end made this list, and for this, I will just throw in a name out there. I didn't get stats per se for what they call it, honorable mention. Yeah, I didn't get a name or the stats for the honorable mention that I'm gonna throw in here just because, you feel me, they got the top 10 pass catchers and not receivers, but top 10 pass catchers returning. So we got one tight end on this list, which the way he plays like a wide receiver. But with that being said, starting off with number 1, we got that boy Luther Burton III. Now, I seen a couple of Missouri games, and in every game I seen, Luther Burton was out there showing out. 5'11", 208 pounds. He kind of built like a elusive running back, if you want to say. He's very dangerous after the catch, man. And he can play both slot and outside wide receiver. Make guys miss. I say he ran that thing like a running back. Last season, he had 1,212 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. Averaged 14.1 yards per reception. So shout out to Luther Burton coming back. I know he gonna make some noise at Mizzou. We got his quarterback Brady Cook. I want to say he coming back doing his thing, and that's probably an honorable mention that you can mention with the quarterback list, if you must say. And now number 2, let's see if I get his name right, man. Taratina McMillan, maybe I said his name right, from Arizona. This is a big guy, 6'5", 210. Mind you, he may be a little bigger than Mike Evans, but he reminds me a lot of Mike Evans when Mike Evans was at Texas Tech. He's a guy that's going to get that jump ball. He's very skilled, has great ball skills, man. Very skilled. He attacks the ball in the air. He goes up there, grab that thing, make all kind of great acrobatic catches. Last season, he had 1,402 yards and 10 touchdowns, averaged 15.6 yards per reception. So shout out to McMillan. Feel me? I'm gonna just call him TT. You feel me? Tata. You feel me? However you say that, because the first name Tatarian or Tatariano, I don't know. You feel me? But moving on to the next guy, Emeka Egbuka from Ohio State. I told you Ohio State got weapons all over the field. Now, mind you, he didn't have the most production as far as receiving yards and stuff whatnot, but he's a productive player, you feel me? They put him in the slot, put him outside, put him on special teams, whatever. And Egbuka, he gonna make some plays regardless. All around productive player. He has NFL route running ability, you feel me? NFL yak ability. Yard after the catch, he gonna catch that thing, trying to get up out of there. His run after the catch ability, I guess it relates to why he able to, return kicks and punts and stuff like that. But yeah, Emeka Egbuka, I feel like he's gonna have a big year for Ohio State. He's gonna turn up. I want to say last season he had 515 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns, and 12.6 yards per receiving. His best stat year though was in 2022, when he had 1,151 receiving yards and 10 receiving touchdowns. So Emeka, let's see what you do, man. Let's see if you turn up. But at number 4 at this list, that boy Ted Johnson from Oregon. Mind you, he 5'10", 160, real small guy. And I seen like he real small. He might not even be 160, honestly, dog. But this man is a playmaker. Great with creating separation. We feel him. He can create separation with the best of them. And he's surprisingly good at contested catches to be such a small guy, you feel me, as far as size. Because, hey, the man played big. Each year he's been productive. He's been putting up production each and every year since his freshman year, honestly. Last season he had 1,182 receiving yards and 10 receiving touchdowns, average 13.7 yards a catch. And he put up these numbers sharing the field with, I want to say, Franklin, with Troy Franklin, I think that's his name. Both of these guys had over 1,000 yards receiving last season. So, and none one of them was in each other's way. Both of them was making plays, and both of them helped Bo Nix get drafted. Really, they made Bo Nix' job super easy for him. You feel me? Easy squeezy, lemon peasy, if you want to say that. And then at number 5, this is my personal favorite, and that's Trey Harris from Ole Miss. Trey Harris is a playmaker. This boy is a dog. This man get it done, I'm telling you. And he put me on notice when I was watching Ole Miss versus LSU last season. That was a hell of a game. Both teams scored over 50 points. But Trey Harris was making a mockery out of the LSU secondary. They could not cover him. He was getting anything he wanted. He was doing what he wanted to do. He exposed that secondary all night long. Trey Harris last year had 985 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. Averaged 18.2 yards after the catch. But last season, he also had 935 receiving yards and 10 receiving touchdowns. So will this be the year he get over 1,000? Because it's very possible. I can see it getting done because you got Lane Kiffin. Even though I know Lane Kiffin like to mix the ball up in there, but he the go-to guy. So I feel like it's going to be a big year for Trey Harris, you feel me? Because, hey, the man is a dog. And at number 6 on the list, who might surprise some people that he's so high, don't surprise me because I know what my dog can do. And it's all about the youth. Mr. X-Man himself, Xavier Restrepo from the University of Miami. Every quarterback's favorite slot receiver. You just know how to get open, know how to find the open holes in the defense. Xavier Restrepo is a dog. You feel me? He works hard. He gets the job done. He has very good hands also. Last season, he had 1,092 receiving yards and 6 receiving touchdowns with 12.8 yards per catch. And then, number 7, we got Colin Lacey, transferring from South Alabama to Louisville. Now, let's see, you feel me? He moving up to play ball with the big boys. So, let's see if he's still able to turn up like that, you feel me? Now, mind you, it's the ACC. Miami in the ACC, but I can't give the ACC as much as respect that the ACC should have. Because with some of the teams that the ACC have in it, a lot of them haven't produced or stood up to the school name, I say that way. But yeah, man, excellent slot receiver, great with run after the catch, and he's also a deep threat. Colin Lacey last year had 1,316 receiving yards and 7 receiving touchdowns for 14.5 yards per catch. So shout out to Colin Lacey. Way to do your thing, man. We're going to see what you do at Louisville. Miami going to see you too. So we're going to see if we can shut you down or not. And then it's number 8 on this list. You feel me? It's the tight end from Michigan. We got Colston Loveland. Now, Colston Loveland, Michigan's tight end, smooth route runner, clean in and out of his breaks, and he's a true pass catching tight end. He's not the best blocker, but when he's out there running routes, hey, he's trying to catch that thing, and he's gonna get open. He's gonna help any quarterback out. You feel me? That's his quarterback. Has great NFL size, 6'5", 245. You feel me? I feel like they're gonna use him in pass catching situations a lot, anyways. Perfect type quarterback to go somewhere like San Francisco, Chargers, hoopla. This team known for using their tight ends productively. Last season, Loveland had 649 receiving yards, 4 receiving touchdowns, 14.4 yards per catch. But moving on to number 9. The number 9. That boy, Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, man, listen. Travis Hunter is a dog, and I cannot deny that. The man is elite in all fashions. He is very, very, very instinctive, has a lot of football smarts, knows how to trick quarterbacks and doing what he wants as far as when he's playing defensive back. Because the guy's a true athlete. He's a top pass catcher. He needs to really focus more on wide receiver. But honestly, whichever one he takes 100% and focuses on wide receiver, DB, he's going to be elite at either. But I say he should try wide receiver more because it'd be easier if he played defensive back, just not to throw his side of the field. But wide receiver, he can make a more impact because they can put him in the game plans and make plays for him. Because the man is very dangerous as a wide receiver, man. He got great hands. He's explosive. He's elusive. You feel me? Last season, Travis Hunter had 721 receiving yards for 5 touchdowns. If he would have been able to be healthy the whole season, I'm sure he would have been a 1,000-yard wide receiver. Hands down, easy. Plus the interception that he had last year. I want to say he had 3 picks last year. Travis Hunter, true athlete, true dog. Mind you, he need to get in that weight room a little bit, though. You feel me? He needs to get in that weight room, get on the weights. Make love to the weight room because, boy, you need them. They got you listed at like 185. You probably 160 at best, or 165 at best. The guy's slender now. And last but not least, not James Bond, but Isaiah Bond, you feel me? Came from the Crimson Tide, went to Texas. This is a true speedster. True speedster, man. All about speed. Run right by it, creates great separation because he's so fast. But Isaiah Bond last year had 668 yards for the Crimson Tide with 4 receiving touchdowns and 13.9 yards average after the catch, you feel me? So yeah, you got it, man. That's the top 10, feel me, returning players from what ESPN feel like. Now, as far as the running back, I gotta throw some honorable mentions out there. As far as the running backs, I want to say Damian Martinez. He going to be a hurricane this year. He was a 1,000-yard rusher, responsible for over 2,000 rushing yards. You feel me? In the last 2 seasons. If I want to be completely honest with you. And I want to say UCF RJ Harvey, if I say his name right, he's toting that rock. He's a good running back. And honorable mentions for our receiver, I want to throw out Evan Stewart. He's going to a great situation, and I know he's going to have a big season. I feel like he's going to have a big season. And I want to throw out one of my Canes out there for honorable mention. I feel like Jacoby George, if he takes this thing serious and stay disciplined, Jacoby George is going to have a big year this year because he got Cam Ward at quarterback. But with that being said, you feel me, we just now talk sports with your boy DP. You know, like, share, subscribe. I'm going to come back out with you with more content. I'm going to try to get you more content. And I'm going to try to get the defensive side of things, you feel me, for y'all and break down that. Because you never know. You guys might want to use this list if y'all got, fantasy footballs y'all do with your friends or whatever. Or you just interested in learning about some new players that might be coming back that you may have not known about. Or you may didn't know that was coming back this season. But yeah, with that being said, like, share, subscribe. It's all about the you feel me? Go Canes, and your boy is out.